So this ovulation test, LH. You're checking for the luteinizing hormone, LH hormone. So this ovulation test. So here you're checking for the present, and you're not just checking for the presence of LH, you're checking for the peak of LH. So you use your ovulation test kit. How it is done: you insert it, this area of it, this part of it, you insert inside your urine sample. It have a container where you pour in your urine, then you insert this part of the strip, and you should not close this black line, you should not exit this black line. You insert it inside your urine sample, then you read the result in 5 to 10 minutes. Like if you check for this previous one that I did, you're not just checking for the. So from here now, you will see here, this one, you will find out this is the test line for the sample, the particular sample you are testing, and this is the control line. You will find out that both of them are almost the same thickness, or this control is thicker than this. Then if you check for this is a real example of ovulation. If you check at this, you'll find out that the test line, this is the first line from the urine where you dip in the urine. The first line is the test line, this is the control line. You'll find out that this test line is thicker, this one is thicker than this, this test line is thicker than the control line. So it shows that here this person is ovulating. This test is done during ovulation, why this one is not done during ovulation. Let me explain further what this test line is for and what the control line is for. This test line, this one, this line, this first line, and this one, they are to measure, give you the measurement in that sample you are testing, while the control line is to check your strip if it is functional. This control line always shows. If it doesn't show, that means that this test strip is not valid. Do you understand? The test is done, so that you check the sample. This test line will give you the measurement in the sample, in the patient. Why this control line, this control is to measure if the test strip is good, to measure if this thing you are using is good, and if the test. So as you can see, this is thicker. The test line, when you want to check for ovulation, if the test line is thicker than the control line, it means that the person is ovulating. But if the control line, as in this case, is thicker than this test line, it means that the person is not ovulating at all, even if the line comes out small. Unlike pregnancy test, unlike PT test that you do, that any line is significant. Like in PT now, no matter how small, as long as you can see a line there, it means that the hormone HCG is present. But in ovulation, we are not checking for the presence of LH hormone. We are not checking for the presence. We are checking for the peak, the highest level, because ovulation is associated with surge, with the peak of LH. Ovulation happens after surge of. Another thing to note in tracking ovulation, like some people will say, ovulation is 14 days after period. That's true for some people who have 28 days menstrual cycle, but that is not true for those who have 21 days menstrual cycle, or those who have 30 or 35 days menstrual cycle. And you equally should know that having a menstrual cycle of 21 to 35 days is normal. It's normal. So it differs from women. So ovulation is not necessarily 14 days after period. That's just for people that have 14 days after period is for people that have 28 days cycle. So one thing you should know your ovulation date, or at least have an idea. Even if you don't have an idea, you can always use this to actually verify your ovulation. Then also there are other things that come with ovulation. Like for me personally, I do have a lot of symptoms that comes with ovulation. I know some people might not have, but there are a whole lot of them. Some people say breast tenderness, you have waist and maybe low waist pain, you have maybe a rise in your body temperature, you have discharge, some kind of discharge. Even there is a way you equally check for the discharge too. So that's how to track your ovulation. That's other tests to use for ovulation, but this is like the perfect test, checking your LH hormone, checking the level. So that's part of checking for ovulation. So another thing equally to note in ovulation is that ovulation only lasts for 24 hours. Once you ovulate, the egg is released. It only stays it only stays for 24 hours and it is gone. So once you notice that you are ovulating, try and do at least within 24 hours. Try and do within 24 hours, or at least maybe more hours after 24 hours, just few hours after 24 hours, but don't take it over 2 days or 48 hours. The egg is almost gone after that time, so you can equally try the next period, but make sure you do within 24 hours of finding. So once you find out that you're ovulating, do the needful within 24 hours. If you want to conceive, you do the needful within 24 hours, so that the fertilization will take place before the egg goes off. So that's the wonderful part of this ovulation test. It's very essential, especially if you are trying to conceive for a while and it's not coming forth. I've helped a lot of women conceive. The basic is that most of them don't know their ovulation date. They will be having the mind that it's 28 days, 14 days after period. No, it's not. Your ovulation is not necessarily 14 days after period. That's for some people, and it might not be true for some other women. So know your ovulation date, use it effectively. So that is it. You have come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, on the notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. And if you have any question, please just put it in the comment section. I will attend to you. I will gladly attend to you. So that is it. If you're trying to conceive, follow this method, and by God's grace, it will manifest. All right, see you next time. Bye.